Hey y'all. Today's video is going to be a special one. We're going to be in the kitchen and the kids are going to be in the kitchen with me doing some Christmas treats, some holiday baking, kid-friendly treats. You'll see them as we go through the different things, come in and out of the kitchen, helping with different things. We had a really great time, made some great memories. I can still remember the treats that my mama used to make this time of year. I can still picture them in my head, in my mind, laid out on the counter. And so I enjoy doing these same things with my kids and hopefully making some sweet memories for them. So we're going to get on into this. We're going to make some holiday treats, fun things that you can do with the kids in the kitchen, or maybe you just want to make them for yourself, or you can make these and gift them. They would be a really great homemade gift. I'm Tiffany, by the way, and this is our Small Town Life, and I'm so happy to have you here. I would love to have you as part of our YouTube family. We're going to get started by making these little Rudolph noses. These turned out so cute. We're using some mini pretzels. We're putting those down on a parchment lined baking sheet, and I have my oven preheated to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we're putting Rolos on top of each pretzel. This is a great job for little hands. We're just going to put one Rolo on top of each pretzel, and then we'll put it in the oven for just a few minutes, maybe 3-4 minutes. You want that chocolate to get soft, but you don't want it to just completely melt away. We're going to use M&Ms to press into the top of these after we take them out of the oven, but I've also seen people do this with pecan halves and make like turtles with the nuts and the chocolate and the caramel. You just take the pecan half and press it into the top of that soft Rolo. But we wanted to make these look like little Rudolphs, so we're taking M&Ms and pushing those into the top just real gently. We ended up using the green ones as well because why not? The kids wanted to, so we did red and green noses on our little Rudolphs. If you take the red ones and turn the M&M upside down and kind of put it towards the bottom, it looks like Rudolph with his red nose. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
That one's Rudolph the green-nosed reindeer.
It's Rudolph the green-nosed reindeer. Oops. And once you get your M&Ms all gently pressed in the top of your Rolos, just let those sit and completely cool, and that chocolate will harden back up. And you have some little Rudolphs. I'm going to show you a clip here in just a second of what one looked like once the chocolate had hardened back up. And it looks like little antlers from the pretzel and the little nose on the front of it. Isn't that cute? Okay, now we're going to make Christmas crack, and y'all, this is my all-time favorite. So I have my baking sheet lined with aluminum foil because that makes getting this off of the baking sheet so much easier. And I also have it sprayed with just a little bit of oil, again, to help it come off of the baking sheet easier. And I've got some saltine crackers. I'm just going to put those in one solid layer. You want to try to avoid overlapping them too much. On this particular baking sheet, for the size it was, I did have to overlap at the very bottom just a little bit, and that's fine. It worked just fine, but you want to try to keep them in a single layer the best you can and just completely fill your baking sheet. With the size of my baking sheet, I used one sleeve of crackers. You could double this and use a larger baking sheet if you wanted. Now for our caramely toffee type mixture that's going to go on top of those saltines, we need 1 stick of butter, or half a cup of butter, and half a cup of brown sugar. Once that comes to a boil, you want to boil that for 3 minutes. You want to keep it stirred. And once that 3 minutes is up, we're going to pour that all over those saltine crackers. Y'all, I'm telling you, once this is done, you don't even realize it's a cracker. On the bottom, it just turns in to this delicious, crunchy goodness. It is so delicious. Alright, so letting this boil for 3 minutes, keeping it stirred, and then pouring it all over the top of those saltine crackers. Once I get it all poured over the top, I'll take my spatula and gently spread this around. You want to make sure that when you're spreading this, you spread it gently because you want to keep those crackers in that single layer across the bottom. So I'm just taking my spatula and gently spreading that over the whole top. You want to coat all of the crackers. See, I pulled that one up a little bit. And y'all, this is hot. This is very, very hot. This is one portion of this that I don't think little hands need to help with. I think it'd be great for teenagers to help with, but I'll show you how little ones can help with this in just a minute. At this point though, this is very hot, sticky sugar. If you get it on you, it will stick to you and it will burn you. So just gently and carefully spreading that over all of those crackers. And I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to put this in the oven at 400 degrees for 5 minutes. When it comes out, it will be really hot and bubbly, and you can take about a half a cup of chocolate chips. You don't have to be exact on the measurement. Just put some chocolate chips on the top, as many as you would like. For this size pan, I used about a half a cup of chocolate chips, and you can use milk chocolate, semi-sweet, dark chocolate, whatever you like. I'm using milk chocolate on this particular batch, and you're just going to sprinkle that all over the top, and it will be warm enough that it melts those chocolate chips without you having to do anything extra to melt them other than just sprinkle them on and let them sit for a minute and a half to 2 minutes, and they will be nice and soft. And then you can come back with your spatula and spread those melted chocolate chips across the whole top of your candy. So just taking my spatula, spreading those out. And here's the part where the kids can get involved and help. You can get creative with what you top this with. I'm using some chopped peanuts for this batch because I just think the crunch and the saltiness just goes really good with this candy. But you can use sprinkles, M&Ms, drizzle it with white chocolate, whatever you want to do. And yeah, let the kids do that. Let them get creative and put the toppings on for you. That's what they're doing here. I just have those chopped peanuts and sprinkling them all over the top. We're going to let this sit at room temperature for about 10 or 15 minutes to start to cool off. That way it's just not real hot when we put it in the refrigerator. Then I'm going to pop it in the refrigerator for 2 to 3 hours to let it set completely. You want to make sure this is completely cooled and everything completely set before you go to crack it and break it apart. So now that it's cooled, it's been in the refrigerator for a couple of hours. Everybody was so excited to have a piece of this. They kept saying, "Is it ready yet? Is it ready yet?" Now that it's ready, we can use that aluminum foil to take it off of the baking sheet, and it comes off of the aluminum foil pretty easy since we sprayed it with a little bit of oil, and then you just crack it into pieces. Simple as that. This is my favorite. Hands down, my favorite. I always look forward to this. It's just something about that caramely toffee type mixture that we make, and then topping it with those peanuts just adds a little extra something. So very good. So just breaking it into pieces. I'm putting it over there. Actually, Audrey's doing this for me. She's putting it over there on our cake stand, and as we finish our treats, we're just going to add those to the cake stand. So for this next treat, I was actually going to do something different, and I mentioned this in my grocery haul where I picked up some of the supplies. I was going to take and melt some Andes mints and dip my Ritz crackers in it, and they didn't have them at the store. And one of you all actually suggested doing peanut butter in between the 2 Ritz crackers and then dipping it in chocolate. This was my kids' favorite. They all really liked this. So I'm taking Ritz crackers, and on the bottom side of them, so Ritz crackers have the top side that actually has like a little bit of salt on it, and then the flat bottom side, I'm putting the peanut butter and putting those flat sides together so the salty side is on the outside. That makes sense. So there's the top, that's the bottom. I'm putting bottoms together and putting some peanut butter in between them. And again, you could dip these in whatever kind of chocolate you like. I still had some of that milk chocolate from the Christmas crack candy that we just made, so I melted the rest of that chocolate, and we're going to dip these in the chocolate. Just take a fork so that I can kind of shake off any excess chocolate and then use a toothpick to slide it off the fork. And I'm just laying them on some parchment paper so that they can sit there and cool and harden up. Like I said, these were the kids' favorites. This is what I saw them going back to get over and over. You could top these with sprinkles if you wanted to. We ended up putting sprinkles on a few of them. We got some blue sprinkles, made it look a little wintry. We topped some of them with sprinkles, left some of them plain. And as simple as this is, it was really good. The chocolate and the peanut butter with that Ritz cracker that has a little bit of salt on it. These are a really good treat. Easy to make, easy for the kids to get involved with. All of these treats that we've made today would make an excellent gift. So you could take a box, put some tissue paper in it, and put a few of each of these little treats in there, tie a ribbon around it, write a special note, and you have a handmade, made with love gift that's budget friendly and really special. I'm all about gifting handmade things, and we've been really intentional about that, even more so this year. Audrey, she has started doing embroidery, and so she's getting some of those things ready for gifts and just handmade treats, and being intentional about the love that goes into handmade gifts. Not only is it budget friendly, but it's just really special. Once everything had time to cool down and set, we put it all on that cake stand, and we have some yummy treats that we can enjoy. I hope y'all got some inspiration from that. Maybe some things that you would like to try. Let me know down in the comments, what are some of the things that you make this time of year? I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.